It was so stupid. I was just trying to make a joke, but I hugged her behind her and I said, "You don't end up like that if you continue to do it." And I know that was really bad. That was a very stupid joke.
Yeah, it's not a very good joke.
I know.
It's Easter Sunday and my sister is still missing. Everyone's frustrated and we just can't figure out where she is.
On the evening of Friday, March 31st, 2023, Krista Kingsbury tried to make plans with her daughter, Meline, but couldn't reach her. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe Maddi was just busy with work, she thought. But as the hours passed with no texts, no calls, and no updates, concern began to creep in. Krista reached out to her other daughter, Megan, hoping she'd heard from Maddi. But Megan hadn't. And, in fact, she'd also been trying to get in touch all day. Trying to stay calm, they contacted Adam Fravel, Maddi's partner. He told them the last time he saw her was that morning, after they dropped the kids off at daycare. According to him, they had gone their separate ways afterward, and now he was at his parents' house, with the children. Since none of Madeline's family lived in Winona, Megan called one of Maddi's friends in town and asked her to check on the house. When the friend arrived, she spotted Maddi's minivan parked out front. A small relief. She's probably just inside and caught up with something, she thought. But as she stepped inside, that relief quickly vanished. The house was empty. No movement. No Maddi. At 8:20 p.m., the family reported Meline Kingsbury missing. The Winona Police Department dispatched an officer to the home and confirmed that the house was still locked and undisturbed. Shortly after, that officer placed a call to Adam Fravel, seeking more details.
This is Adam, correct?
Yes, this is Adam Fravel.
Okay. So Adam, I'm sure you're aware of what's all going on. Some people called about Meline, a little concerned, and we're just trying to get an idea of where she might be.
Yes.
When's the last time you heard from her? Or
So, this morning when I last heard from her, so that's why, personally, I wasn't very concerned yet.
what time about was that?
Probably around 10.
10 a.m.?
I left her house around 10 to bring some stuff down to my parents. And then when I came back home, I noticed that my car was still there. She was going to take my car to work today, and my car was still there. And she wasn't there. That's the last I saw from her, and then I tried texting her, tried calling her, and I haven't heard anything.
Does she usually ride with anybody to work, or is there anybody she could be with right now?
She doesn't usually ride with anybody to work, but she has before. She has a couple coworkers in Winona, so that's what I figured she did. But I don't know.
I think it was your...
I took 2 things of melatonin, so I apologize if I sound groggy.
No, you're all right. But was she supposed to pick up the children today?
Yes, usually. So we usually do drop-offs and pickups together. And this morning we both did the drop-off, and I couldn't get any response from her since before 10 or whatever. And I tried calling her. We usually pick up the kids around 4:15. And I tried calling her a bunch of times, I think 3:30 and like 3:45 and 4. And I didn't get any response, so I just picked up the kids myself.
You know anybody in town she might be with? Any clubs or organizations she's affiliated with?
Not clubs or anything.
She do it like a weekly thing, like a girls' night out or anything like that, usually?
No, nothing like that.
Anywhere else in town you think she might be?
At this time of night, no. During the day, she constantly goes to like coffee shops like Blue Grounds and Blue Heron and stuff like that. But not at this time of night. It's definitely odd for her right now.
Does she ever go to the bars at all?
No, we're not drinkers at all.
And she was supposed to leave for the cities tomorrow. That's correct?
Yep. So last weekend we made plans for this weekend. I was going to bring our son Noah down here to my parents, and she was going to bring Ellie up to the cities to her sisters. And when I haven't got a response from her all day, I just took both the kids down here to my parents.
All right. Well, I'll do with that information what I can. Do you think she would want it?
Nobody else has, I don't know if you can tell me or not, but like nobody else has heard from her at all?
No.
Wow, okay. All right.
And that's pretty...
I just texted her sister. Her sister texted me back. Or she texted me about an hour ago. And I got back to her a little bit ago too.
What's her sister's name?
Her sister's name is Megan, Megan.
Do you have a good phone number I could reach her at?
I could send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be super appreciated.
Sure, yeah. Do you want me to do it right now while we're on the phone?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Just
If you're able to. All right, I'll do with that information what I can, okay? I appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah, can I expect any sort of, like, response, like tomorrow or something? Or, I don't know if I should be worried or what.
Sure, yeah, we'll try to update everyone as soon as we can.
Okay, so I'll get like a phone call from you guys?
Sure, yep.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
By April 1st, the Winona Police Department obtained a warrant and conducted a search of Madeline's home. What they found made the case even more confusing. Inside were all of Maddie's essentials: her cell phone, her purse, even her jacket. It was as if she had just stepped out for a moment but then never came back. Her phone's last activity was a text message that was sent at exactly 8:15 a.m., right after she and Adam had dropped the kids off at daycare. But it's been total silence ever since. The strangest part of this was that there were no signs of forced entry, no broken locks, no overturned furniture, no sign of a struggle. Madeline Kingsbury had simply vanished without a trace.
Hundreds of people came together today in hopes of bringing Madeline Kingsbury home. The Winona mother vanished 1 week ago after dropping her children at daycare. The search today targeted remote areas in Fillmore and Winona counties.
Some 500 volunteers filed onto buses from the Goodview Fire Department, prepared to look for Maddi Kingsbury.
Madeline Jane Kingsbury was born on June 1st, 1996 in Winona, Minnesota. The youngest in her family, she was a bright light, kind, driven, and full of life. In school, Maddie stood out both academically and socially. At Winona State University, she joined a sorority and met Adam Fravel, a fraternity member. Their relationship grew quickly. When Madeline became pregnant, they moved in together. Adam left school to work in advertising while Maddie continued her studies. After graduation, she became a clinical research coordinator at the Mayo Clinic and later enrolled in a master's program in public health administration. A mother of two, Maddie balanced it all with determination and grace. As a devoted mother of two, Maddie juggled it all with determination and grace, never forgetting to care for herself along the way. If you want to feel the same way, today's sponsor, Scentbird, can help. They offer a monthly subscription that lets you explore over 900 authentic designer and niche fragrances. Each month, you receive an 8-milliliter vial, providing about 120 sprays, plenty to test how a scent works for you in various situations. This month, we've got Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue and Montal Arabian's Tonka. Now, if you're looking to explore and expand your own fragrance collection without breaking the bank, we've got something amazing for you. You can discover a range of scents that suit your character and style without committing to full bottles. It's the perfect way to experiment and find your signature scent. One of my favorite application tips is to apply fragrance to my pulse points so the scent radiates throughout the day. So, if you're ready to unleash your fragrance game, use my promo code 55villains or scan this QR code for a whopping 55% off your first month. That's just $8, and the next month will be only $16.95.
It's been 9 days since Madeline Kingsbury was reported missing. The Fillmore County community and surrounding areas are coming together.
It has been now nearly 2 weeks since Madeline Kingsbury disappeared.
Megan took to social media, especially TikTok, posting videos that quickly went viral. Her fight for Maddie's return turned into a local story, and then a national headline. What started as one missing woman soon sparks a full-scale manhunt across the country.
We love her, and we could figure out anything and get through anything together. and we want her back, and we're not going to stop.
TikTok, I need you to do your thing. I need your help. This is my sister, Madeline Kingsbury. She's missing. This is just very basic info that we've put on flyers and things around town. Pause if you need to read more. Yeah, so that's the basics. This is a good picture of her, how she looks now, short hair, etc. I'm just gonna leave that in the background.
The last time that anyone saw Madeline was the morning that she disappeared, dropping her kids off at daycare alongside Adam. But only one of them returned that day, and it wasn't her.
It's been nearly 60 days, and there are still no answers in the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury. But those close to the missing mother of two are not giving up hope.
It feels like a long time coming right now, just with the water levels that have been up high. So it's been something that's on our to-do list that we just haven't had access to. So although it's emotionally overwhelming, it's good to be able to be back and searching and somewhere that's going to be effective.
With the nationwide manhunt for Madeline Kingsbury gaining momentum, detectives knew that they had to move fast. The public was asking questions, and the deeper investigations dug into Maddi's day-to-day life, the more unclear things became. So they started talking to the people closest to her, beginning with the one person whose name kept coming up, 29-year-old Adam Fravel.
I'm trying to learn about Maddi and what she was like. Can you just start maybe how you guys met? I guess better.
We met in Winona, college.
Okay.
Phantom College. And she grew up in Farmington, and I grew up in Fravel.
Oh, okay.
And then we just both went to school here in Winona.
Okay.
We didn't become closer than friends until I was rushing the fraternity and she was in the sorority. And so through Greek life is how we started dating and everything.
Okay.
When was that? Like, how long was that again?
How long was that?
Yeah, or what year did you guys meet?
Well, 2012 I graduated high school, 2014 then.
Okay, 2014?
Yep, because my freshman year I went to the Tech, and I went to Meline then. But then the next year I transferred to Winona State, and that was Celeste Chapman.
Okay.
What'd you go to school for?
Me or her?
You.
Computer science.
Oh.
I'm actually graduating in a month.
Nice.
Because I took a break once we had the kids and everything. I took a break from school, and I've just been working. And then 2 years ago, when COVID hit, the pandemic and everything, I lost my job. And then I restarted my education. And I'm actually graduating at the end of the month. Yep.
Then what are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, do you have like a place in mind where you want to work? Or?
Well, I had something lined up. But with everything that's going on now and like the breakup and everything, I kind of put that on hold. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's all about the decisions to make.
So then, and then Maddi works at home.
She's hybrid.
Hybrid? Okay, so she kind of does both?
Yep. And she, that's a big kind of thing of like why she was looking for a different job was because she wouldn't know if she would have to go up to Rochester until like the evening of the day before. And it's just hard to plan. It's just hard to plan your day-to-day life like that because that wasn't like that very much.
She would go there a couple of times a week, right?
Yep. Usually, I would say 2 times a week on average. Usually no more than that.
Any specific days, or like that you said it could vary?
Well, it would vary. But about 2 weeks ago, about a month ago, she told me that they switched it so that now every Monday and every Friday, they would usually have to go up there. So for the past couple of weeks, that's what it's been. Every Monday and Friday, she'd go up there.
Okay, sure. Mondays and Fridays, you said?
Mondays and Fridays.
So then does she spend the entire day there, or is she?
Not always. Usually she would always come to pick up. Well, I shouldn't say always, but she would usually come to drop off. And then either she would leave shortly after that, or she would have a quick meeting, because they usually have like a huddle meeting at like 8:15 or something with her team.
Yeah.
So they would have like a quick meeting, and then she would usually take off after that.
Okay.
So that's why like this Friday morning it was very You know, it was just a normal morning from my perspective until that evening.
That's strange.
No.
So we're kind of trying to hone in on a timeline for Maddie. So like, can we maybe start with you with Thursday? Like, kind of tell us about Thursday. What happened Thursday? How did Thursday go? And then we'll kind of move into Friday. So tell us about Thursday morning. We'll start just in the morning with the kids and getting them up and stuff.
Well, nothing about Thursday sticks out as odd. It was just a normal Thursday. We would have dropped off the kids. I'm not working. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm just in school.
Okay.
That was in fact true. Adam had been using school as an excuse not to work, despite being enrolled in a flexible part-time degree program. Instead, he spent most of his time at home playing video games, while Maddie worked, studied, paid the bills, raised their 2 children, and handled the bulk of the household chores.
I'm home most of the time.
Are you full-time school?
This semester I'm not, but previously I was.
Okay.
I just had 2 classes this semester to finish on my degree, so I'm just part-time right now. But anyway, so Thursday we dropped off the kids. I can't recall if she went to mail that day or not. I don't think so, because I think Thursday she had another apartment. She'd been looking at apartments in Goodview. And I think Thursday she had another showing. So she probably would have been home all day. And yeah, just nothing special about today, I guess. We picked up the kids, went to tea, and came back home and played with the kids outside and had supper, and it was good.
You guys play with the kids outside, like together?
Yep.
Okay, what do you guys do outside for fun?
Well, both the kids have wheel trucks or whatever. Ellie has a little Jeep, and then Noah has a little 4-wheeler. So we just let them drive in the backyard.
Okay, and then
It's like the cold weather. It was freezing Thursday. Freezing.
Okay.
They were cold.
So maybe maybe we didn't do that day then.
Wednesday was okay. Thursday I think it was snowy.
Oh, you're right.
Rain.
Thursday was
Rain.
great. Yeah. So Thursday we probably just played board games with the exciting.
all right, and when do like the 4 of you play together?
Yeah, it was, Ellie got this new game for her birthday. It's just this little kid game, and we've been playing that most of the week this past week, actually.
Okay.
Like,
Sure. What game is
we
that?
could all just sit on the kitchen and
You might know what game it is? I have kids too. What game is it?
I don't know what it's bingo with a zing. Zingo.
Okay.
So that's the tagline on it.
Okay.
It's just like a little thing where we all have little matching bingo cards or whatever with the picture on it.
Sure.
And then we just slide the little thing with cards in it, and we just have to match it. The matching.
So Thursday's a pretty good day.
Yes. Thursday, I didn't have any reason to think anything was hard or.
Do you remember what you had for supper that night?
We've been eating out a lot recently. I think Wednesday and Thursday, because, we got Taco Bell. No, we got McDonald's that night. Because Thursday night, Ellie had gymnastics at kids sport in Winona. I don't know, kids sport in Winona. And then after, but Maddie would take Ellie to that, and I would stay home with Noah, and she brought home McDonald's.
So you had him for about an hour on Tuesday or Thursday, and then you take her to kids sport.
Yep.
And then you had McDonald's. What time she'd get down to kids sport?
6:15 is an hour class.
So then you had
we got home. Well, then after they do gymnastics, it's in the mall. So we always bring quarters and we go to those games and stuff. It's a totally thing.
Sure.
So they probably spent another 15, 20 minutes there, and they're probably home at 7.
And then what time do you guys put them to bed?
Quiet time starts at 7. That's when we turn off all electronics and stuff. And they usually fall asleep. Well, I should say we take them to bed about 8. Sometimes they fall asleep in 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes an hour. I'll see how that kids understand.
Even more concerning was how often Adam changed his story. The timeline of their Thursday activities was different every time. He'd shifted it 5 times now. But detectives had already tested his memory with earlier questions, and he had no problem recalling details. So why was Thursday suddenly so foggy now?
So Thursday night, after the kids go to bed, Any, you and Maddie talk at all or have any time?
No, we don't. No, because I'm sure you know we recently kind of broke up. For the past week, has been we haven't been hanging out or sitting down or talking or anything like that. Thursday night, I play a lot of video games. So I would assume I went on the computer downstairs and playing video games with friends.
Like online?
Yep, I play a game called RuneScape. RuneScape, it's just a stupid game, but I spend a lot of time on it.
Sure. Yeah. And then she's just upstairs, or?
Yeah, she likes to do puzzles. She likes to read books.
Maddi and Adam had recently broken up. Their 7-year relationship had been rocky, with multiple breakups along the way, but this time felt final. Maddi had started packing her things, preparing to leave for good, even leaving the house messy, tired of slaving away.
Yeah, I'm trying to paint the whole picture. So then we move into Friday morning. Tell me about Friday morning then.
Sure.
So this would have been the 31st, just a couple days ago.
So Friday, it started off completely normal.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was different, I would say, is that we were running about behind. So we dropped off the kids about 8, and that's usually when they start breakfast. Anyways, dropped off the kids together, Maddi and I, and went back home. And then she told me that she had quick meetings, which was normal on her Fridays. She had a quick meeting, and then she was going to go up to Rochester for her patients. And I had planned to do storage runs most of the day, because I didn't have any school to do. Okay, we got back home, and that was planned. I didn't go downstairs at all that day. So I just stayed upstairs. I had a granola bar for breakfast, and turned the TV on, then I have a laptop. So I was just filming on the laptop, eating my breakfast, and she makes coffee every morning. We had a Keurig. She makes coffee every morning. She makes coffee. I don't know what she had for breakfast, but she just makes some stuff. She's probably upstairs for like 15 minutes or so, and then she went downstairs. And then that's the last I got any sort of text or anything from her. I did see her come upstairs and go into the bathroom. The bathroom is right across the hall. I saw her come up there, I think twice. I was going to use the bathroom between 8:15 then and then 10:30, which is, I think that's the time that I left the house.
There was something else going on that rubbed detectives the wrong way. Adam claimed that he couldn't remember unforgettable things, like whether it snowed on Thursday, but then confidently recited exact timestamps of their movements on Friday morning. That inconsistency was definitely very strange. Meanwhile, the search effort in Winona had grown. The entire community came in full clutch.
Just last weekend, more than 2,000 people volunteered in the search for Maddi as law enforcement continues to call her disappearance involuntary and suspicious. In a Wednesday statement, Winona police said in part, "We remain extremely concerned for her safety. We've drafted and served numerous search warrants. We are receiving dozens of tips a day through Crime Stoppers." Also releasing a statement, Maddi's family members said they are overwhelmed and forever changed by this waking nightmare.
When you guys got up, like, tell me more about how you got up then. Like, what time you think you got up? You said you were running 15 minutes late.
Yeah, because Ellie is very, she's just a very picky with what her clothes are. So we couldn't get her to put clothes on. So that's why we were running behind. She just didn't want to put clothes on.
Okay.
And that's fine. Like it's not like that's very unusual. We've been late to daycare before.
Right. So then, so you drive to daycare together, and why do you? Can I ask why you got to go? I mean, you stayed up a long time. So is that a big deal that you take the kids together, or?
It's just been what we've done forever.
Okay.
We've just always taken it. It's just kind of our parenting thing. We just got to sit off and pick them up together.
Okay, man. So then you leave there and she's driving, and did you guys go straight home, or did you go anywhere else? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you get home 8:15.
We got home. If you look at my phone, because Maddi sent me $20 that morning to put gas in the van because I was going to do storage runs. if you look at whatever time she sent that, that would have been when we just got home and got in the.
So does she kind of handle the finances or what, or how does that work?
I would say, well, she brings home the money,
Right.
but I guess I take care of it, paying the bills online and stuff.
But so do you like have a checkbook that you pay, or you pay them online? So you go online and pay them, but if you need cash or something, you get it from her.
Yeah, I don't necessarily ask her for, like I have my own money to buy treats or stuff like that, or clothes or something, but for bills, yeah, she was sending money. And if I needed gas money or something, she got to do it.
Typically send it through Apple?
Apple Pay.
Okay. So then you guys are at the house, and then you kind of said that she did her thing, you did your thing with the granola bar, TV. She goes downstairs, makes coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then you indicate that you left around 10:30?
I texted her before that. Yeah, I would say I think it was 10:30.
Okay, so then, and so what'd you do at 10:30? You had to go run some
So the
stuff.
plan was.
Tell me more about that, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So the plan for the day was we had a bunch of totes and boxes and cardboard and stuff in the garage. What we do is a lot of stuff. I know this isn't like the right thing to do, but if you have extra cardboard and stuff like that, I call it my parents. They would burn it. But I know I was gonna do a trip home, and I was gonna do a trip to mainly trips to storage. We have a storage unit right at that Midwest storage, I think it's called, right across the street. Anyway, when I loaded up the van, I wasn't really paying attention, I guess, obviously, because I was just kind of throwing stuff in. And then when I got to choice, that's when I started thinking about 15 minutes from my parents' place. That's when I started thinking about like what I was about to do. And I just looked behind, just make sure everything was good, and then I was like, oh, it's the stuff that needs to go to the storage unit, not stuff that needs to go to my parents. And so I just turned around in choice, and then I went back. And then, I know I told you this yesterday, but I'm the type of guy that, like, when I have something planned out and it doesn't go the way I want it to, it makes me bad. I mean, it's the angry. So I just kind of, so like when I came back home, I didn't go to the storage unit. I just came home, and then I just emptied the van, and that was just it for the day. And then I just went inside and played games like I used to. It was a lazy day, but yeah.
Okay.
And so this would have been choice is like 30 minutes from Winona or so, so then I would have been back 1 hour later.
Okay.
Detectives were starting to question why Adam was suddenly being so specific, showing even more attention to detail than before. Was he hiding something? And why was his timeline heavily inaccurate?
So you left Winona, would you say around 10:30?
Yep.
Okay, so you leave Winona around 10:30, and did you tell her you were leaving, or what?
I texted her, yep.
Okay.
I didn't go downstairs and like physically say it, but I texted her. Just because that's the way it was that whole week. We were just coming. Not hostile, but like, we were just doing our own thing.
Sure.
And so I didn't bother to go down there and tell her, but I just texted her that, hey, I'm getting ready to leave.
Did you get gas if she gave you $20?
I got gas afterwards. Yeah, before I started loading the van.
Where?
At Quick Trip, the one right across the street.
So what time do you think that was?
Probably 10:15. I could look at my card. I use my card. I could look at the time on that. I would say 10:15. It was before I left. Really.
You were already packed up, though?
I wasn't packed up. No, it was before I packed up.
So you got gas and then came back to the house and packed up?
Then packed up. Yep.
Okay.
And then I sent her a text to let her know that I was beaten.
Okay, so it only took you, if you filled up around 10:50, it only took you a few minutes to get gas, and it only took you a few minutes to load up the stuff.
Yeah.
So what all did you load up?
It would have been a couple totes, a couple boxes, and a Christmas tree. Yes, so I had
So then when you realized you had the wrong stuff, you headed out at 10, so at 10:30 or whatever, what, 10:30ish, you sent your text, you then drove to Choice by yourself and realized at that point you had the wrong stuff, so you turn around, you come back, and you both come back, and what time do you think you got back? You said about an hour?
That would have been about an hour later, this half hour.
Okay.
So about an hour later,
And then,
backed up and unloaded the stuff.
and where'd you put the stuff, in the garage or?
Back in the garage.
Okay.
And we try to keep that front area clear,
Mhm.
but we push stuff up against the back wall.
So Christmas tree, a couple totes, some boxes.
A couple totes there, a couple boxes, and Christmas tree.
Okay. So when you head to Choice, did you make any stops anywhere?
When I went to Choice.
Or when you left your house to go to Choice, or were you intending to go to your parents, right?
Yeah, I didn't even go to my parents because I thought I loaded stuff that had to come to my parents. So that was the intention.
Yeah.
And then when I realized I had the wrong stuff, I turned around and came straight back. I didn't make any stops in between them.
Yeah. No stops. Okay.
No. So I got gas before I even left.
So then you get back to the house, you said about an hour after you left.
Mm-hmm.
So like 11:30-ish?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, or do you think it was later or earlier, or?
I would say that was right on. Yeah.
About an hour.
Yeah.
So then you just sat inside and had a lazy day, played video games?
I got inside, the TV was still on, and then my laptop was just sitting there, so I just started playing games.
Mm-hmm. And did you check the house to see if she was there?
Yeah. No, well, so when I got back home, I noticed that that's when my car was still there. I was figured she would be gone. But that's when I noticed that my car was still there. And so my first instinct or whatever was that maybe she got a carpool, or her patient's canceled for the day. I had this chance the patient could cancel. And then, yeah, I just came back inside. And then shortly after playing on RuneScape or whatever for a little bit. And then I think I texted her when I got back home too. And I still haven't gotten any response from her all day. So then I remember going downstairs and she wasn't there. So then I figured she must have got a carpool. And so that's just what my assumption was today. Until 3:30, I started texting her again, like, hey, you're gonna be back for pick up with the kids, any plan for supper? I couldn't get any response, so I just, at 4 o'clock when it was time to go with the kids, I just left. And then I remember texting her. I should back up a little bit. Before that, I started putting a bag together for the kids. I was going to bring Noah down to my grandparents. Mm-hmm. So I was putting a bag together for the kids. And like halfway through that, I just thought, well, I might as well pack stuff for Ellie too, because I haven't heard from Maddie all day. So I packed up stuff for the kids, and then went to pick them up. And then after I put the kids in the car seat, I think I sent Maddie another text, or I called her, or I tried calling her. No response. Then I just went right from Daycare to my parents' place.
Yeah, and you gave, it sounds like yesterday you gave your phone to Anita.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking at the text messages right now. It looks like at 10:29 you said got gas and van stuff ready to go. Gonna leave soon. When do you have to leave? Are you just gonna stay home?
Yeah.
They were especially skeptical of the text messages that Adam sent Maddie that morning. It wasn't his style. According to those close to Maddie and the ex-couple's chat history, Adam rarely replied to texts and barely checked in. So why the sudden out-of-character concern? To detectives, it read more like a performance, like an alibi typed in real time, an attempt at fabricating timeline evidence.
So when you picked up the kids at daycare, how did that go?
I guess I was a little nervous just because I haven't heard from her, but I wasn't necessarily worried. But that went completely fine. Picked up the kids and.
They say anything? Like, do you guys normally pick them up together, or?
We normally do, but it's not out of the ordinary for one of us to get them.
Right.
It's just kind of circumstances, but sometimes she has to work really early, so like I'll drop off the kids alone. Sometimes she'll have to work late, or she'll be running late, and then I'll pick up the kids. That's not unusual at all. And Brooke, our daycare, I was just talking for that.
I thought you told me yesterday that Madeline picks up the kids 95% of the time.
We both do. Not just Maddie, we both do.
Maybe I misunderstood
Yeah,
you.
we both do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And Brooke she'll certainly confirm that.
After her breakup with Adam, Maddie had reconnected with an old university friend, Spencer. The moment that Adam found out, he spiraled, especially discovering that Spencer had been in the same fraternity as him. He began harassing her, obsessing over her location.
Gathered, Adam, it doesn't sound like Thursday went as good as you're saying.
Oh.
She made some references to people that we've talked to that Thursday wasn't a good day at all.
How was Thursday at home with you and Maddie?
Oh, you know what? Thursday was the day that I remember, Thursday was the day that I kind of hounded her a little bit because I couldn't get any responses out of her. And I remember saying something like, why are you acting so strange? It's been so long since you acted like this and stuff like that. And I remember saying, what the Yeah, no, you're right. That actually brings back some memories. Yep, so Thursday wasn't a good day.
Yeah.
Maybe she wasn't home on Thursday then. Because I remember texting her stuff like, why are you acting so strange? Not in person. That was over texting. So I was doing that with during the day on Thursday.
Okay, because you don't work and she works normally from home on Thursdays. So how do you not?
Always, but no, she didn't.
She wasn't at work on Thursday.
Okay, so she was home?
I don't know. You're the one that was home, not me.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. All I'm saying is I remember texting her this. And I can't imagine I would be saying that to her. Maybe that was the day she had shown this, but maybe. Oh, she went to the Cocos that day too.
Mm-hmm.
She went to the Cocos that day.
Why did she go there?
I don't know. I asked her that. I remember asking her why. She told me that she was going to the Cocos, and I remember saying why, and she said because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So now I remember. Yeah. So I assume. I don't know. It's confusing to me. I don't have a.
When is the last verbal argument you had with her? We're all couples. It happens. So
Yeah.
don't.
A verbal argument. I wouldn't say we had a verbal argument this week.
Tell us about some of your verbal arguments, though. Based on what we learned, Adam, these were pretty heated. They got bad.
Verbally.
So tell us about that. Because you're kind of saying that we're good, it's fine. But that's not.
If he's seeing another guy, I'd be pissed.
But
I mean, you can show your emotion. People get angry. If your significant other is seeing somebody else, I'd be pissed. Not just her. I'd be angry.
But you gotta remember that we've been through this before. But through our 7 years together.
Okay, but tell us about some of your arguments when you get verbally angry with each other. I mean, tell me more about that.
I honestly wouldn't say we wouldn't yell at each other or anything like that. I would refuse to say that that's true. But it would just be very hostile in the sense that I'm trying to think of an example. We wouldn't yell or hate each other or anything like that. No, it would just be a quick why are you doing this, or quit doing that, or quit accusing me of that, or something like that.
You indicated that you had told her, you had started saying something about you told her you don't want her messaging Spencer in the house.
Yeah, while we're still in the same house.
So while you're in the same house, you don't want her texting or messaging Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I believe you on that. I believe that you said that because she said that to a couple people. She said he doesn't want me doing this. She also said that
Adam wasn't just emotionally controlling. Friends of Maddie's told detectives that he had physically abused her. Maddie had spoken about the violence to her close friends, and sometimes they saw the bruises themselves.
You made a commentary that if she doesn't listen, that she's going to end up like Gabby Petito.
The Gabby Petito case involved a seemingly perfect couple vlogging their quote-unquote van life. But it turned out to be a toxic relationship that ended when the boyfriend murdered Gabby and afterwards took his own life. So when the detectives discovered that Adam Fravel was obsessed with that case, their antennas went up.
And we interviewed those people, and they told us that individually, not having talked with each other.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. So this was a consumption that this was when that was going down. When I don't know when the team thing really ends in 20 something like that. But I just remember I was infatuated with the case. It was a man. It was just into the news of it, and I can remember it very vividly. I went outside. I think I put trash outside or something. I came back in, and then I came up behind her and I hugged her. It was so stupid. I was just trying to make a joke, but I hugged her behind her and I said, "You don't end up like that in the community." And I know that was really bad. That was a very stupid joke, but it was honestly just a joke, moment, and inappropriate. But yeah, this was when that was happening. Nothing like that. No, this is when that case was going on.
Were you guys joking around that day, or were you on that day? What was it like that day?
No, like I said, it was literally just a joke, and it was just,
Yeah, it's not a very good joke.
I know, and it makes me look bad. I get that. Yeah, that's the truth. I don't know what else to say.
I appreciate explaining yourself.
This happened. It was at the townhouse. I don't remember what year.
When she told the other people, she said it occurred during a time when you guys were a possible breakup, and that's when you made that statement.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, that's what she's saying to her friends.
Okay.
And you said she doesn't lie, and it sounds like she tells you to your face that she's seeing someone new. So.
From what?
So I mean, that's a pretty interesting statement that she's making, and I'm trying to learn about her through her words to other people, through her phone, through her coworkers, through her friends, through her family, through you. And I can tell you that it appears that this relationship was not going super well, to the point that she's wanting to get out of there as soon as possible.
I would agree with the last thing you just said about wanting to get out of there as soon as possible, because if that was the case, it would have happened a while ago.
Let me ask you about a couple.
Maddi had a different view. Adam's threat with the Gabby Petito case terrified her. So she had spoken about it to her friends, especially because Adam's violent tendencies mirrored too much of what she had seen in Gabby's story. Maddi feared for her life. But she sadly never took that fear to the police. By the way, if you're finding this video interesting so far, please do us a favor. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really supports the channel. Now, let's dive back in.
In the backyard, we found some burned up material.
Sure.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit of a pyromaniac, and we have a burn pit or whatever. Sometimes I would just burn some cardboard.
Okay, so when you burn it, did you use that big, huge fire pit, or there was a little one right now on your patio with a thing that goes on top? Yeah, the lid on it.
I don't know what big one is.
Isn't there like one with a brick outlining in the backyard?
Oh, that used to be a tree.
Oh, okay, so there's a tree in there?
Cut down.
Okay, I didn't go up to, I just looked at from a distance. Okay, so that's just that's not a fire pit.
No, that was a tree that they cut down.
So that little fire pit, you like to go out there. So when's the last time you burned something?
This week. I don't know what day it was. This week though, last week.
Was it Friday?
No, Friday. No, I don't think I've been anything on Friday.
Okay. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and would you burn cardboard?
Cardboard, soda bottles. There was a shirt that Noah had that had puke on it, puke stain. I burned that.
Okay.
I think there were a couple spots that had holes in them. I've been putting shit.
Okay, and you just, so how do you put the fire out?
It just goes out on its own.
Just goes out?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I would sit out there and watch it, obviously.
Sure,
But,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
All I know is the other one, especially when parents go have a really hard time. It's like,
You know,
it's hard.
you notice,
Adam, do you know where Maddie is?
do I know where Maddie is?
Do you know where Maddie is?
No.
Do you have anything to do with her disappearance?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Here's our chance to talk openly about it. I don't want to accuse you of anything, but I also want to give you a chance to talk about it if you want to talk about it, because we will continue our investigation. And we are piecing things together. Your story's never right now, so things are starting to unravel a little bit. We just want to give you that chance to fix things or just...
What I've told you is be honest to me from my perspective.
Adam, I noticed you have like a scratch on your nose, a little bit on your neck. What happened there?
And your forehead.
Well, I have 2 kids, and I have 2 dogs at home, and I have a home gym at the home. I don't know, kids scratch each other, come up with this.
Yeah. And on
And you
your,
have,
That's
can I see
probably-
your forehead button again?
That's probably where it's from the dogs. Or Ellie. Ellie does that too. She pretends she's a monster and she goes.
okay, do you have some on your neck too?
Right here?
Well, you're rubbing it, so you're trying to make it not visible.
There it is, yeah, okay. Okay, so,
I think completely.
I know, but
But, like,
we
you're-
have to
you're
be on,
starting-
I know, because I'm getting frustrated and again, some of it's
she's been up a long time too.
probably because
I
of lack
know.
of sleep, and I'm frustrated because, like everybody else, we want to, we want to find,
Adam, I guess like Anita said, there's just some things that aren't adding up, you know? So, these scratches, your Ellie plays with you, kind of claws you.
Yeah, you can even ask her.
Did she do this recently to you?
Yes, because I put, Noah had one on his shoulder right here, and I asked Ellie about it, and she said that, yeah, she did it to him at daycare.
When did it happen to you?
No idea. It happens all the time.
So, okay.
but you know, the timing of it makes it a little suspicious.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah, I
that's
get
why
it.
we're
I
addressing
get
it.
it. Okay.
Okay.
And that's my responsibility. 2 kids and 2 crazy dogs at home.
Like went crazy.
Well,
But the lab
if
wasn't.
you saw, well, no, that's my dad's dog, but the other one, my sister's dog.
The signs of abuse weren't just hearsay. In 2020, Maddi was on a video call with a friend when Adam suddenly began yelling at her to clean the house. Maddi calmly explained that she had just returned from work and suggested that Adam help out. After all, he was the one who had been home all day. But instead of hearing her, Adam slapped her. The friend on the call heard and saw everything.
Really adding up, and I'll kind of try to explain that to you a little bit here, but I guess I can't figure out why you want to bring her with you to Choice. I mean, you said, I got gas and van and stuff ready to go. I'm going to leave soon. When do you have to leave? Are you just going to stay home?
I never tried to.
Okay, so you weren't trying to get her, but you're just letting her know you're leaving?
Yeah.
And when do you have to leave? I'm wondering why it matters when she's going to leave.
Because she was still there.
Yep.
Because I was still there and I knew that she hadn't left yet.
But
usually she leaves earlier than that.
But why do you care? You guys are not really together. You're separated, but you're living in the same house, but you're separated.
You always tell her when you leave the house?
Usually.
But
you don't go downstairs and talk to him in the text message. Because we don't talk much.
This past week, where she would get it.
Okay, and it says that you're just gonna stay home. I guess I'm just wondering why you care about that, because I would think you would just, you guys are basically separated. Thursday was a bad day. You're not really gelling out together. I mean, you're not really. it's not good, and that's based on what Maddie's telling. It's not good. So I'm just wondering why you care if she's just going to stay home or go to work.
I guess what prompted me to ask that was because usually she leaves, because this was 10:30 or so. And usually if she goes to the office on Friday, she usually leaves you.
So okay, so you're just being inquisitive, wondering.
I was trying to ask, like, when you leave.
And she didn't reply to you.
I didn't get any response from her. The last text I got from her was that Apple Pay for $20.
Okay. And so, and that was at 8:14 a.m. So your next text is at 1:33 p.m. and it's I'm back in my car, still here, question mark, you get a ride or something? All right, at least let me know if you'll be back for pickup. Any plans for supper? These are all kind of coming in at fairly similar times after like around 1:33. So I'm just wondering.
That's when I was home.
Right.
Yeah.
But you said just at 1:33 p.m. I'm back here and my car is. I'm back and my car is still here. Did you get a ride or something? That's 1:30. You said you were home at noon.
Like 2 hours prior.
Yeah, I told you that when I got back home after I met the van, I just sat on the couch and played on my laptop for a while. I didn't text her right away.
Well, you texted me hours later.
I guess I'm kind of wondering why, you're at 1:30 after you've been home for a while, why you are wondering then if she got a ride or something. At least let me know if you'll be back for pickup. But yeah, you texted her this instead of going downstairs to see if she's even in the house.
That's what I did after I sent that text. I went downstairs.
But you said you were home for a little while before you went downstairs.
Correct. Yeah.
But you had just got home at 1:30 because we have your van on camera going through Rushford at 12:50.
So it was later than okay.
So
could that be possible?
It very well could have been. Yeah, I don't have a watch or anything. I'm not. Well, I'm just saying I'm not. Yeah, I'm hyper focused on the time.
But I am hyper focused on the time. I want to know the timeline, and you're creating some areas you're creating some time frames that I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get your help on that.
Sure.
So do you think you really were at Quick Trip at 10:29? You said got gas, a van, stuff ready to go, gonna leave soon at 10:29. So I'm thinking you're at 10:30. You're getting about ready to go. So you said you were at Quick Trip at 10:15, right? But you're not going to Rushford until 11, almost noon. So what happened between 10:30 when you said got gas and van and stuff and I'm ready to go, gonna leave soon here? When do you have to leave? What's going on? I mean, it doesn't take, if you left at 10:30 and you didn't go anywhere else, you would have been in Rushford probably by 10:55 noon or 11.
Yeah.
But you're not going to Rushford till noon.
Almost noon.
So I'm wondering where this other hour in the morning is. What's going on there?
I don't know what to say. I organized some more stuff in the garage. Like after I got it loaded up, I did spend a little bit of time, nothing like an hour, just moving stuff in the garage for the next load.
During the afternoon, Adam will continue with the text. You say any plan for supper, which also is confusing to me since you guys are basically separated, but I can maybe see if you're trying to do something with the kids. Well, you said you guys ate out a lot that week, so I'm.
The kitchen shows it didn't look like you were cooking this week.
You then said, Maddie, please just let me know you're okay, and if you'll be back for pickup. I might take Noah to Grandpa's tonight. All right, I'm leaving now to pick up the kids. If you get back to me, I can come home. Otherwise, I'm going to take me both to Grandpa's. So, I mean, it's at sometime between 1:30 and around 1:30 because these messages come all in together. So when when you send a text message at 1:33 on here, see how you sent one at 10:29? Right after you sent this message at 10:29, you sent this one. You're just gonna stay home.
I sent both probably at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then you got this one. It says 1:33 p.m. and you see how there's no break in those texts.
Usually there will be a break. If you swipe to the side, it'll show you the time stamps of everything.
So that being said, what time do you think you sent that text to her about you were going to get the kids?
I don't know.
Well, at what time did you realize, I wonder if I have to get them or she's gonna go?
Probably around 3. I'm gonna start thinking about that in 3 or so. Sometimes she'd get home at 3, sometimes she'd get home at 3:30, sometimes she'd get home until just before pickup.
Yeah, I'll ask again, do you know where Maddie is?
No.
Did you have anything to do with her disappearance?
I do not.
Now, watch closely Adam's silence, his calm intent. That's not the calm of someone who's innocent. That's the calm of someone who's detached. He doesn't argue. He doesn't defend. He barely reacts when the detectives accuse him of being involved. But that's the thing. Innocent people often explode when falsely accused. But Adam, he's just there, dry, passive, uncaring. Especially for a man who's facing the prospect of being the only parent left for 2 young kids. His lack of urgency wasn't shock, like we excuse for most suspects. It wasn't confusion either. It was indifference.
Okay. You're infatuated with the Gabby Petito story, your own words.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when like the manhunt and stuff was going on.
My biggest fear right now is that this is...
No, I get it.
This is mimicking that case.
I get it.
And the guy that's infatuated that case is sitting right in front of me. And he's doing a really good job keeping it together, and I'm not buying it.
I'm not either.
And I'm not, I just want to find her.
No,
for your kids. I just think you're dealing with a lot here. I think you've been dealing with a lot here. You have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old together. So I think something happened in that apartment.
But from you guys' perspective, why would I hurt or make the mother of my children disappear?
Because you're pissed.
I don't know that. Maybe it just happened. I don't know, but more happened, Adam. And I'm not saying that on a whim. I'm saying that based on the last 30 hours that we've spent on this case. Adam, you got to live too. And I just think you're holding back here. You know more.
No, I don't. I don't know. Maddie and I do not have any history of all of violence besides emotional.
Unfortunately, that's not what I heard either.
We've never laid hands on each other or anything like that. So why someone would say that, I don't know. I know I can tell you.
I don't. I'm struggling because you guys went home. Her jacket was in the house. Her bag for work was there.
Where was her phone? Did you guys have a friend's her phone?
Yes.
Oh.
So why would she leave all that behind? And no vehicle's gone, and her jacket is there. I'm stuck there. And then you leave a couple hours later, and I'm just having a hard time with it.
Adam, do you know that there's like some zip ties or something in the back of your van?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I think we have that like in the storage compartment or something like that back there, which the other materials that just stuff that we keep in the van.
Okay. What do you use those for?
I don't know why I didn't put those there.
Like I said, Adam, your own admission, you're infatuated with the Gabby Petito story. This case is rearing some eerily similar circumstances.
Okay.
Your timeline is off, and these text messages where you're kind of suddenly worried about her, they don't make sense, and they almost seem like they're intentional. They almost seem like they're breadcrumbs that you knew the police would pick up.
Okay.
And I'm trying to work with you here. Again,
I'm just saying now I'm not going to say much because now my wall is up and I'm probably going to have to get a lawyer. Because I'm feeling really accused and stuff. So,
Okay.
I mean, you can ask what you want, and I'll answer. I'm just saying I'm putting up my defense now. I've been working with you guys completely, but now I'm getting accused of stuff, so you know.
All I can say to that is we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't.
No, I get that too. I get that too. So.
Yeah, well, we'll keep working on the case, and I guess we'll end it here. If you change your mind and you want to talk to us at all or whatever, I'll give you my card.
So I'm in school, and I have an assignment due tonight. All of my school stuff is on my PC in the basement. How much longer am I going to have to wait?
All your school stuff's on your what?
Huh? My computer.
Oh.
Personal computer. All my homework and assignments are stuff on the computer downstairs underneath the 2 monitors. What can we do about that?
I don't know, I'm trying to find Maddie.
Okay.
It's not at the top of my list.
I know,
I'm sorry.
That, but I also have to finish my semester at school.
Yep, I know. You should maybe talk to your teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do if I can look into it. Okay. Well, we'll get you out of here.
I appreciate you being here, Adam.
Well, I hope you guys find her.
All right.
Unbeknownst to him, surveillance cameras had been watching. Between 9:45 and 10 a.m. on March 31st, Adam was caught switching the license plates between the minivan and the truck. Then, more footage showed him leaving the gas station at around 10:30 a.m. heading home. Then, he left home at 11:26 a.m. That wouldn't be a problem, except that Adam had told the detectives he had left an hour earlier. At 11:26 a.m., the minivan is seen driving south toward Mabel. But when he was spotted again, he was heading north at 12:44 p.m. There was a very troubling gap between 11:59 a.m. and 12:44 p.m., 45 minutes of time completely unaccounted for. More so, there's a full hour missing from when he left the gas station to when he went back home.
Thank you.
I hope you find her. As if Adam's I don't care attitude towards the mother of his children being missing couldn't get worse. Saying you, like Maddi being missing, wasn't his problem. Adam claimed that he had been cooperative with law enforcement, that he had stayed out of the spotlight for safety reasons. He said that he wanted the mother of his children to be found more than anything. But his actions told a different story. Even if he couldn't show up in person, Adam's lack of support even digitally was loud. He did nothing. Adam Fravel, not even reposting missing person updates online, showed that he had no trace of urgency, no desperation, and certainly no grief. And if he truly had nothing to hide, why did it look like he was hiding everything? Over 2 months since Maddi vanished, and just a week after what should have been her 27th birthday, a deputy patrolling a rural road made a devastating discovery. Near a gravel path, wrapped up in a gray bedsheet sealed with black tape, lay the remains of Madeleine Kingsbury. Her head and neck had been bound tightly with a knotted towel. Maddi's body had been dumped on a property belonging to the Fravel family, near Adam's parents' house, nestled in the same area between Choice and Mabel that Adam was seen driving towards in that critical surveillance footage.
Has confirmed the remains are those of Madeleine Kingsbury. Unfortunately, while this discovery is not what we were hoping for, we are thankful to be able to bring Maddi home.
The medical exam confirmed that this was a homicide. The day before Maddi disappeared, Adam, who was quite tech-savvy, disabled all location tracking on his phone, his car, and even their home surveillance system. Not just his home, but his parents as well. Whatever he was planning, he didn't want to leave a digital trace. And while he may have erased the tech trail, he failed to erase the physical one. The detectives discovered that the bed sheet that Maddi was wrapped up in was the same one that was missing in Maddi and Adam's home, and the tape was the same kind found in the house. Adam had reportedly burned some of Maddi's belongings, her laptop included, on his parents' property. A neighbor had captured Adam in a UTV with a shovel on its back. When cadaver dogs were brought in, they alerted that there were human remains on the shovel. Adam Fravel was arrested and taken to the Winona County Jail, where he was charged with second-degree murder. Adam Fravel pleaded not guilty, but on the 17th of December 2024, the jury delivered their verdict, finding him guilty on all charges and sentenced him to life in prison with no chance of parole. Having his final words in court, Adam said this:
I never caused harm to Maddi, and I am innocent. Thank you.
To this day, Adam insists he's innocent. And while some of his family members, like his sister and brother, believe him, the evidence tells a very different story. Remember, that's 55 villains for 55% off your first month. Let's dive into those scents and find your next favorite. Now, if you think this case was horrific, you need to check out my video on the cringe serial killer who thought that he could outsmart the detectives.